Understanding the current climate crisis. The Earth is undergoing unprecedented climate change driven primarily by human activities. This shift marks a significant departure from the relative climate stability of the past 11,000 years, with alarming consequences for the planet and its inhabitants. Indicators of unprecedented change. The current climate crisis is characterized by several critical indicators that highlight the severity and urgency of the situation. Rising temperatures. Recent data reveals that the Earth has entered a 3-year period where average temperatures have exceeded 1.5 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial levels. This threshold is a crucial limit established by the Paris Agreement to combat climate change. Accelerating warming rates. According to NASA and the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, the rate of warming is unprecedented, occurring faster than at any time in the last 2,000 to 24,000 years. Specifically, the pace of warming has reached 0.27 degrees Celsius per decade between 2015 and 2024. Oceanic changes. The oceans are absorbing approximately 91% of the excess heat, which has resulted in record-breaking sea surface temperatures. This absorption has led to a significant acceleration in sea level rise, which has more than doubled its long-term rate since 2019. Ice loss. The Arctic is experiencing dramatic changes, with summer sea ice declining at a rate that could lead to ice-free Septembers before 2050. In 2025 alone, the Greenland ice sheet lost an estimated 129 billion tons of ice. Greenhouse gas concentrations. The concentration of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere reached approximately 426 parts per million in 2025, marking the highest levels in at least 800,000 years. The risks of hothouse Earth. As the climate crisis progresses, researchers warn of the increasing risk of entering a hothouse Earth scenario. This term describes a potential future where the climate system enters a self-reinforcing feedback loop, leading to catastrophic consequences. Tipping points. Certain subsystems within the climate system may become unstable, crossing tipping points that can trigger irreversible changes. These tipping points include ice sheet collapse. This could lead to significant and permanent sea level rise, threatening coastal communities worldwide. Amazon dieback. A potential shift from rainforest to savanna could release vast stores of carbon, further exacerbating global warming. Permafrost thaw. The thawing of permafrost could release trapped methane, a potent greenhouse gas, accelerating warming even further. Coral reef loss. Coral reefs are already experiencing large-scale decline, with some experts considering this a cross-tipping point, which would have devastating impacts on marine biodiversity. Impact on human life. The consequences of climate change are not just environmental. They pose serious risks to human life and societal stability. Younger generations are particularly vulnerable to the long-term effects of this crisis. Heat waves. In a scenario where global temperatures rise by 3.5 degrees Celsius, it is projected that 92% of children born in 2020 will face unprecedented exposure to extreme heat waves throughout their lives. Water scarcity. Regions are expected to experience day zero drought events, where water supplies become critically low. This is projected to occur as early as the 2020s and 2030s in hotspots like the Mediterranean and southern Africa. Urban exposure. By 2050, over 1.6 billion people living in nearly 1,000 cities will regularly face extreme heat waves, increasing health risks and straining urban infrastructures. The path forward. Urgent action needed. While some impacts of climate change are now inevitable, experts emphasize that immediate and unprecedented action can still mitigate the most catastrophic outcomes. Reducing emissions. Global efforts to reduce greenhouse gas emissions must be intensified. This includes transitioning to renewable energy sources, enhancing energy efficiency, and implementing sustainable practices across various sectors. Adaptation strategies. Communities must develop and implement adaptation strategies to cope with the changes already underway. This can include improving water management, enhancing infrastructure resilience, and investing in public health initiatives. Global cooperation. Addressing climate change requires coordinated global efforts. Countries must work together to share technologies, support vulnerable nations, and uphold commitments made under international agreements like the Paris Agreement. Conclusion. The current state of climate change presents an urgent challenge that demands immediate attention and action. With rising temperatures, accelerating warming rates, and significant environmental shifts, the risks to both ecosystems and human life are profound. However, through concerted efforts to reduce emissions and adapt to changing conditions, there remains hope for mitigating the worst effects of this crisis. The future of our planet depends on the actions we take today.